Have you heard of an internet baddie before? Well, Aisha is one of them. Aisha sells puff puff with her mother on the road, but at night she's someone else on social media. She's beautiful, rich, and people love her pictures. But it gets harder. She needs money to keep her fake life going. She does some things she's not proud of, all to make sure that people don't find out her real life. But one day, someone from social media almost sees her at the puff puff stand. What happened next? Follow me and let me tell you about the story of Aisha the puff puff seller. By day, Aisha smells of hot oil and sugar. She stood beside her mother at the roadside, turning golden puff puff with a long spoon. Feet dusty, her wrapper faded with too many washes. Cars passed, people passed. Some laughed, some looked through her like she was part of the gutter. Her mother, Mama Zainab, who sold puff puff on the other same corner for 15 years. Every coin she made had gone into one prayer: let my daughter escape this life. And Aisha did everything right. She read under kerosene light. She topped her class. She gained admission to the university. When neighbors said, "What is the use? She'll still marry poor." Mama Zainab sold her small golden earring just to pay her acceptance fee. She borrowed money to pay hostel rent. She fried puff puff with swollen hands so Aisha could buy textbooks. When Aisha graduated, Mama Zainab cried like a woman who had already won. But the world did not clap. Months passed, then years. CVs disappeared into offices like stones into wells. No echo, no response. We'll call you, but they never did. Slowly, shame crept in. People started asking, "You are still at home?" Others asked worst questions. Some stopped asking at all. That was when Aisha met the internet. It started small, small. A borrowed phone, free data at night. She watched girls who looked like money, smooth skin and soft life, having expensive rooms. They spoke English that rolled like silk. They laughed without fear. One night, something broke inside her. "If real life refuses me," she whispered, "I will create my own." She downloaded filters. She learned angles. She bought heavy makeup from a second-hand shop. Foundation 3 shades lighter. Lashes like wings. Lips painted into a stranger's mouth. She filmed against a black wall, covering cracks with lightning. She lied easily. She said she was 22, not 27. She said she lived alone in a luxury apartment. She said she traveled, shopped, and ate in expensive places. She said nothing about Puff Puff. Online, she became Zara Lux, the internet baddie. Men followed, women envied, brands sent messages. "You're pretty, your life is goals. I want to be like you." The comments fed her like food. By night, she was Zara Lux, confident and untouchable. By morning, she washed her face and became Aisha again, standing by the road, handling puff puff to customers who never looked twice. The makeup changed everything. With her bare face, even people from the internet walked past her without recognition. One day, a man stopped to buy puff puff, scrolling his phone. Aisha glanced at the screen. It was her face. "Ah," he laughed, showing her. "This body self is enjoying life, not like suffering people." Aisha smiled and handed him his change, her fingers shaking. At home, Mama Zainab noticed the difference. The sudden late nights, the packages, the way Aisha locked her phone. "Where is this money coming from?" her mother asked softly. "Online work," Aisha replied. It was not a lie. It was not the truth either. Fame came fast, but peace did not. She became afraid of daylight, afraid of mirrors, afraid someone would connect the dots. The roadside girl and the internet goddess. The gap between her two lives grew wide and sharp, like a cut that refused to heal. When Zara Lux became popular, the messages changed. At first, they were harmless compliments, fire emojis, heart eyes, men calling her queen, but slowly, a different type of message began to appear, carefully worded, confident and heavy. "With money, let me take care of you. You deserve better than stress. I can sponsor your lifestyle." They never asked how she lived. They assumed. Aisha learned quickly. Rich men like mystery. They liked the idea that she was already expensive, so she never sounded desperate. She replied late, she typed slowly, she let silence work for her. Soon, the conversations moved off the app. Private chats, voice notes, promises whispered like secrets. Some men sent money without ever meeting her, just to feel close to the fantasy she sold. Others wanted more. I'm in town, they would say. Let's talk properly. Hotels became the meeting ground, neutral and quiet, far from the roadside where Puff Puff sizzled and reality waited. Aisha told herself it was temporary, just one meeting, just enough money to keep the illusion alive. She wore borrowed dresses and heavy perfume, hiding the fear beneath layers of confidence. Inside those hotel rooms, she played a role she had perfected online, soft spoken and polished. She listened more than she spoke. She laughed at stories she didn't care about. She learned what each man wanted to feel powerful, admired, and needed. When they left money on the table or transferred it quickly to her account, she felt relief first, then shame later. The money disappeared as fast as it came. Rent for a better background in videos, new wigs, designer labels bought secondhand but photographed carefully. Hotel breakfast posted on money routine. The fake life was expensive and it demanded constant feeding. Each meeting pushed her further from herself. She stopped flinching at hotel lobbies. She stopped counting how many lies she told a day. The internet praised her glow and her growth. Soft life, while her real body grew tired and her nights grew heavy. Sometimes, while sitting across from a man who barely knew her real name, Aisha would drift. She would remember her mother's hands, burned by oil, honest in their labor. She would remember the roadside and the smell of sugar. But then her phone would buzz. Another alert, another transfer, another reason to keep Zara Lux alive. And so she stayed, trapped between two worlds. The internet body smiled on screen, but inside hotel rooms, Aisha learned a quiet truth. The more expensive the illusion, the more it costs the soul. One of the men who admired Zara Lux called himself K. Online, he looked clean and sharp. Unlike the others, he didn't brag. He assured, I like your energy, he told her. You're different. He sent money without stress, big amounts of money, no explanations and no questions. To Aisha, that silence felt like safety. She didn't even ask where the money came from. When he invited her to a hotel outside the city, a quiet and expensive one, she agreed. She told herself it was just another meeting, another night to protect the illusion. The hotel room was dimly lit, curtains drawn tight. Kay was so relaxed, almost too relaxed, tapping his phone, smiling to himself. What do you do exactly? She asked lightly, the question slipping out before she could stop it. He laughed. Online work, same as you. Something about the way he said it made her chest tighten. Later that night, while the city slept, the knock came. Not a gentle knock, a thunderous bang on the door. Police, open up! Everything froze. Kay's face changed instantly. Aisha stood still, but before the door could even open, it crashed inward. Shouting, boots, flashlights cutting through darkness like knives. Down, everybody, down! Aisha screamed as chaos exploded around her. Kay was dragged to the floor. His hands twisted and phones were seized. His laptops were snapped shut. She didn't even understand all the words. She only understood fear. One officer grabbed her arm roughly. You two, stand up. I don't know anything, she cried. Please, I don't. Another officer shoved her aside as Kay resisted. Blood trickled from her scalp, mixing with foundation, staining the illusion she had painted so carefully. As they dragged Kay out, he didn't look back, not even once. Aisha sat on the hotel floor, shaking and surrounded by broken lights, her wigs tossed aside. At the station, they questioned her until dawn. Do you know what he does? Have you benefited from fraud? Who else are you working with? She answered with tears and truth. Her voice was shaking. In the end, they let her go. Not innocent, but not guilty enough. She stepped out into the morning light, barefoot. For the first time, The internet body had no filter and no escape, only reality. And as she walked home, passing the familiar roadside where oil once sizzled and her mother's hands once worked honestly, the fake life she built to escape poverty had finally led her straight into danger. And this time, the internet could not save her. People noticed. Aisha disappeared from the internet for 2 weeks. People noticed. Where's Zara Lux? They would ask. Queen, are you okay? Come back, we miss you. The silence made her restless. Without the noise of comments and likes, the world felt too loud and too real. Her head healed, and the bruise on her shoulder faded, but the hunger inside her did not. Poverty was still waiting at home. Her mother was still by the roadside every morning. So one night, Aisha washed her face. She stared at the mirror and made a choice she already knew she would make. She came back and posted a soft video. Low lights and sad music. No explanations. Just life taught me lessons. The caption read. People flooded her page with sympathy. Stay strong. God is with you. You're glowing despite everything. They didn't ask what really happened. They didn't want truth. They wanted Zara Lux. Aisha leaned into it. She upgraded the lie, this time smarter. Fewer hotel photos, more private life. She hinted at heartbreak, at betrayal, at being too trusting. The story painted her as a victim, not a participant, and it worked. New admirers arrived, more careful and more discreet. Men didn't use their real names. Men who paid just to talk, just to feel close to the illusion. She avoided risky meetings now, but the money still came, enough to maintain the fake life. By day, she still helped sell puff puff. At night, she transformed. Aisha learned a painful truth she never posted. Sometimes people don't continue a fake life because they love lies. They continue because the truth has never been loved back. And every night, as she logged out and wiped off her face, she wondered how long a person could live as two people before one of them finally disappeared. One afternoon, rain fell heavily. Customers ran. Mama Zainab slipped near the hot oil and cried out in pain. Aisha rushed to her, forgetting the word. A car stopped nearby. Inside it sat a woman recording content for her vlog. The camera turned. Guys, see this poor woman selling puff puff in the rain. The woman said life no balance. The camera caught Aisha clearly. Bare face, wrapper, fear in her eyes. That night, the video went viral. Not because of Mama Zainab, but because someone recognized Aisha. Isn't this Zara Lux? No way. Check the news. It's her. Internet badge is selling puff puff. The internet that crowned her turned violent. Mockery replaced praise. Screenshots spread. Laughing emojis drowned her name. Brands disappeared. Followers vanished like they had never existed. Aisha locked herself inside and cried until her chest hurt. Mama Zainab knocked on the door. Come out, my daughter. Aisha opened it and collapsed into her mother's arm. Makeup gone and lines exposed. I wanted to escape, she sobbed. I just wanted to be somebody. Mama Zainab held her tightly, her hands smelling of oil and love. You were always somebody, she said. The world just taught you to hide. Aisha deleted Zara Lux that night. She did not become famous again. And for the first time, Aisha slept without fear of daylight.